What if I told you there's a pretty significant amount of money hiding in your budget right now? Seriously, not from getting a raise, but just by stopping these quiet little leaks that are probably draining your bank account as we speak. Well, today, we're gonna find that money. Okay, let's try a little thought experiment. Imagine you've got this big, heavy safe in your house. Every month, you do the responsible thing. You put money in it. You're trying to build a solid future. Feels pretty good, right? Pretty secure. But what if there's a tiny little hole in the back? See, your money isn't getting stolen in some big dramatic heist. Nope, it's just dripping out little by little. And the craziest part of all this, you're actually the one who drilled the hole. And that brings us to our first big idea, what I call your money's slow leak. For most of us, financial trouble isn't some huge single event. It's more like death by 1,000 cuts, or in this case, death by 1,000 tiny charges, all these little automated payments that we've just totally forgotten about. Think about it like this. Your financial life is a boat. Now, one tiny hole isn't going to sink you today, but what about 10 holes, or 20? Over months and then years, all those little leaks you never even noticed, well, they can leave you completely underwater before you even realize you're wet. That is exactly what subscriptions are doing. So the big question is, why don't we see this happening? Well, it's all because of our financial blind spot. Our brains are, believe it or not, practically hardwired to just ignore these kinds of expenses. Let's dive into why that is. The psychology behind this is honestly fascinating. It all comes down to the "it's just" fallacy. You know the phrase, right? We look at a charge and we think, oh, it's just $10. Or, it's just the price of a coffee. Our brain looks at each little charge all by itself, which makes it seem totally harmless. And let me tell you, companies are masters at using this against us. They know what they're doing. They don't sell you a $240 service. No way. They sell you a $19.99 a month service. That first number feels small, trivial, an easy yes. The second one? That feels like a real financial commitment. It's the exact same amount of money, just packaged perfectly to sneak past our common sense. And if you need proof, here it is. If I asked you right now to guess what you spend on subscriptions every month, you would almost definitely get it wrong. Studies show most of us, and I mean most of us, underestimate our spending by a shocking 100 to 150%. That's insane. The entire system is designed for you to set it and forget it. So what's the real damage here? We're not just talking about a few bucks for coffee. This is what I call the $100,000 leak. And it's not just about the money you're spending today. Oh no, it's about the massive amount of wealth you're giving up tomorrow, all thanks to something called reverse compounding. Just imagine you find an extra $100 a month in subscriptions you don't even use. If you take that money and invest it instead, the growth is just incredible. In 20 years, that's over $50,000. And if you let it go for 30 years, you're looking at more than $100,000 for money you were just letting leak away. So this is the thing you gotta remember. You're not just losing $15 for some streaming service you forgot you had. You are losing a piece of your future financial freedom. You are losing tens, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars in wealth you could have built. That is the real cost. Okay, I know that sounds a little scary, but here's the really good news. We can absolutely fix this. It's time to roll up our sleeves and get into the subscription audit protocol. This is your clear step-by-step plan to find every single one of these leaks and seal them up for good. And it's actually really simple, just 3 steps. First, you have to surface the truth. That means scanning the last 3 months of all your bank and credit card statements. No guessing. Second, you've got to check your app stores, Apple, Google, for those sneaky ghost subscriptions. And third, log into PayPal and review every single automatic billing agreement you've gotten there. All right, once you've got your master list of everything you're paying for, we're going to use a really simple traffic light system. Green means keep. These are things you use all the time, and they give you real value. Yellow is for caution. You use these sometimes, but not always. Maybe you can pause them or rotate them. And red, that's the kill list. If you have not used it in the last 30 days, it's gone. Cancel it right now. No hesitation. And if you want some quick wins, here are some of the most common places to cut. Streaming services, rotate them. You don't need all of them active all the time. Cloud storage, pick one and stick with it. Productivity apps, look, a new tool isn't going to magically make you more disciplined. Your internet and phone bill, absolutely call them and ask for a retention offer. You'd be shocked at what a 10-minute call can do. And those food delivery subscriptions, just cancel them. All they do is make you spend more money.
Now for what might just be the most important step of all. This is where so many people mess up. It's time to lock in your winnings. You did all the hard work to find this money. Now we have to make sure it actually starts building wealth for you. So, let's say you did the audit and boom, you found an extra $140 every single month. That's awesome, high five. But what happens to that money now?
Well, here's the danger. It's a sneaky little thing called lifestyle creep. If you just leave that extra $140 sitting in your checking account, I promise you, it will just evaporate. It'll turn into an extra coffee here, a slightly nicer lunch there, and at the end of the year, you'll have absolutely nothing to show for it. The solution is one powerful word: automation. First, you get that exact monthly savings number. Then, you set up an automatic transfer for that exact amount, and you schedule it for the day right after you get paid before you can even touch it. Send that money straight to your investments, to a high-yield savings account, or throw it at high-interest debt. You have to give every dollar a job. I mean, just look at the difference this makes. Over 20 years, Person A just keeps all their subscriptions, spending over $60,000. But Person B, they do the audit, they invest that money, and they end up with over $100,000 in new wealth. It's the same income, just a different habit, but the outcome is worlds apart. So, what's the big takeaway here? It's this: you are the CEO of your life, so it's time to start acting like it. Take 1 hour this week, that's it, just 1 hour, to do this audit, find those leaks, reclaim your cash, and put your money back to work for you, instead of letting it just quietly disappear. Your future self is going to be so glad you did.